Hello everybody, this is your girl, the Brilliant Beauty, your host of the One Brilliant Beauty channel on my blog. Also your host of Brilliant Beauty Speaks podcast, available on Anchor, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and a plethora of other ones as well. All the information is listed below, so go check out my podcast. You can also check out my blog. Information is below. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Share this video and any other ones as well. Share my podcast and any other thing you feel to share about me. Comment on anything below. If you have any questions, if you want to order a book from me directly, you can email me at the1brilliantbeauty@gmail.com. Again, that is the1brilliantbeauty@gmail.com. I know I look a little different. I'm just going to give you a heads up. But I'm a little different now than the rest of my vlog. I had recorded this vlog earlier today, and I accidentally deleted my intro. And my hair since then has got really frizzy. The life of a natural. It has got really frizzy. And I had to do some tucking behind my ears and stuff. And so it doesn't look the same. My setting is not the same. I did actually did my vlog earlier today in my car. But yes, without further ado, let's get started. Today we will be discussing fasting with a purpose. That's still the topic for this episode and the next one. As well as I will be discussing my books as well. So I'll be discussing my book, Not Cut Out for Love, Part 2 and 3 that I'm working on. And I also will be discussing my book entitled Ending It All. Without further ado, let's get started. Hold up. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my page as well. Subscribe to my page, turn on your notifications, and like this post, this vlog today, as well as my other ones. Go check them out as well on my channel. Okay, so today, first I'm going to discuss fasting with purpose. Okay, so I'm technically still fasting with a purpose, but I found like this week, I did good pretty much all this week, but my break fast time, the 1 hour that I have for nourishment has shifted. It's changed, depending on my situation for the day. And I say that because I did some traveling this week again. So I still ate the one time in the day. I just shifted the time of day that I ate. That makes sense. So instead of me eating at the 5 o'clock, I have not been eating at 5 o'clock. I've been eating earlier than that. Yesterday, I ate at 5 o'clock though. But yeah, it was 5 o'clock. I ate at 5 o'clock yesterday, but the other days, the last couple of days, I did not. I ate at earlier times, and so one of those times I ate later, but it was 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock. It was like 7 o'clock one day, and the day before that, it was like 7 o'clock the day before that, and then day before yesterday, it was like, I don't know what time of day it was. It was before 5, but my time that I've done my just have been fluctuating. I've still been doing my devotionals for the most part. Yesterday I did not, so I'm doing 2 today. Because I was driving actually on the road yesterday, which is no excuse because I could have did it. I could have stopped, pulled over on the highway and did it, but my stuff's packed up, still no excuse. But so I didn't do my devotionals yesterday, but so I'm gonna do 2 of them today. And I keep looking at my hair just because I see it's getting frizzy. I flat ironed it, and It's already getting frizzy. Life of a natural. I recolored it as well. Like, I colored it a really dark color instead of my bright color that I usually do. I tried to do indigo blue. It didn't come out at all. So I just did like still my burgundy, but I did a lot darker than I typically do. Anyways, that doesn't even matter. But yeah, so that's how my fasting went this week. And I realized like this week I need to, patience was already something that was on my list, but patience is something that I really need to get a hold of. Like, I really need to learn how to be patient with my purpose and just with everything that I have going on in my life. I really need to have patience. Okay, so today I will be discussing my books. I will start off with my book, Not Cut Out for Love, because I have a lot of things I'm working on, insights of that book. This is the book right here. This is the part 1 of it. It's available on Amazon. It's available at Barnes & Noble, on the website for sure at Barnes & Noble. I'm not exactly sure if it's in the store. I know it's available on their website. It's available on Ingram. It's available on Apple iBookstore for people who have like Apple devices who like the ebooks. It's available on Lulu. It's available on Amazon Kindle. Nookbook, I believe that's what it's called. It's available as well as Lulu as well. And so it's available in a plethora of different avenues. This book is available at. Like I said, this is part 1 in a 3-part series. Part 2, for those who already have the book and they've been asking me like when I'm going to release part 2. Part 2, if everything goes as planned, will be released April 6th, 2019. And if you're in the Sikeston, Missouri area, or just in the Blue Hill area anyways, I will be acting in a play on April 6th in Sikeston, Missouri, and I will have a table set up where you will be able to get Not Cut Out for Love part 2 there, and you will be able to do a pre-order. I'll be taking pre-order lists for part 3 there as well. And so, you'll be able to get it there. And if you just want to get the first one with it as well, I'll be doing a deal with the first 1 and 2 combo deal. I'll be doing a deal with it as well. And I will also have my other book, my poetry book, entitled The Other Side, available at display as well as a joint book that I worked on with the Lotus, aka Jawanza Burton, entitled What Really Goes On Next Door. And so those books will be available there for sure. I'm going to give you a little insight of kind of what this book is about. This book is about a character named Danielle who, like so many others, she's never seems to learn from her mistakes or anything like that. And she continues to build like this wall, stopping herself from like finding, like love or happiness or any chance of it at all. And she has this wall built up, and she's went through these different situationships. I call them situationships because like sometimes like myself and other girls that I know and other girls that are like just acquaintances or things like that, at one point in our life, all of us have been like in that type of situation where you're just friends with someone, but at least your title with that person is friends, right? But you find yourself having feelings for this person because you're engaging in more than friendship type of activities. You're spending time with them in a non-friendship type of way. You're spending time with them in like in a relationship type of way. Like everything you're doing with this person would say that you're in a relationship with them, but you're not claiming each other. You're just friends. And as a result, you grow some type of feelings for this person. And ultimately, a lot of times that ends up in hurt, especially if they end up like they choose another girl to be in a relationship with after you've been in this situation with them all this time. In this particular character, this book, Danielle, she deals with these situationships, and she gets to a point where like her self-worth and she's doubting herself. She's lacking self-worth. She's struggling with insecurities and like due to these situationships that she's dealt with in her past and up into, in this first book. And it's like affecting how she feels like she's not even cut out for love. Like maybe she's not meant to find love. Maybe she's just meant to be that girl that just the rebound chick or just this, things like that. She feels like she's not, love isn't for her because it's not happening for her. And so this book goes through her, she's learning she finds herself in this book. She grows with these situationships or relationships. I wrote this book because I feel like this is a very relatable character. I read a lot of books, and I haven't read a book that just really brought this type of situation out like I feel like I have. Because I've been that girl before. And so I know what it feels like. And so I brought this out with this book. And like I said, it's very relatable. It has a couple poems in here as well throughout. And it's a character that a lot of women, that you can relate to her. You can learn lessons from her without going through this crap. And so, yes, it's a fictional book, but there's still also a lesson to be learned in there. Because, you gain something from reading this book. That's how I wrote this book. It is a fiction book, but you gain something from it. From reading this fiction book. So you get entertainment. There is drama in this book. There is suspense in this book. There's even a little bit of crime and stuff in this book. So there's certain things that go on throughout that, that you just by the description of the book, because this is what the basis of this book is, describing this girl and what she's going through in her situationships and her self-worth and all those things like that. That is the main focus of this book. But it's not just like any type of guidebooks or anything like that. This is literally a fictional narrative book that the main character of this book is this Danielle girl. But there's other characters, supporting characters, that are very crucial in this girl's life. And there's different twists in this book that you wouldn't even be expecting. Like I said, there's drama, manipulation, lies, deceit, a little bit of crime, suspense. Like I said, this book has a little bit of everything that have enough in here to draw you in, to keep you interested. And then I leave you at the end of this book with a little cliffhanger. So I have this book. This book ends, and then it ends like this, and ends with the beginning of part 2. Not Cut Out for Love part 2, Winning Where You Least Expect It. And it has part of chapter 1 in this book. And I do leave you with a cliffhanger, and I do that intentionally. Because it draws what's going to happen next. It draws that suspense. It builds up suspense, what's going to happen next. And the second one's going to come out, like I said, April 6th. And I have the outline of all the chapters. I don't have the last 2 chapters for part 3 named. I don't have a name for them yet. But this one is going to be submitted to my editor. Part 2 of this book will be submitted to my editor and critiquer on January 19th. And part 3 will be submitted to them February 9th. And part 3 is going to be released the week of my 30th birthday. So I'm going to release it. It's going to officially be released probably I'm going to try to do a weekend or something before my birthday, but I'm trying to do a birthday celebration book release party. And, I'm going to have it to where it's completely available, and people who come to the event will be able to purchase the book early. And when the book comes out, part 2 comes out April 6th, I'm going to be doing a pre-order list for part 3, since they're coming out just a couple of months apart. And you'll actually be able to get your book early, because that book's going to be really ready earlier than my birthday weekend, but that's just when I choose to, release it. And so if you have part 2 already, or part 3. If you have part 1 and 2 already, if you have part 1 already, when part 2 comes out, you can go ahead and do a pre-order with me directly for part 3, and I can go ahead and get that book to you as soon as I get it edited in critique. I can send it out to you, and so that way you already have it ahead of time, well before it's released. But yeah, and then part 2, it gives you something that you're completely not expecting. Certain characters that's in part 1 may or may not come back in part 2. And in part 3, it's going to give you a complete twist that you completely were not expecting. And I did that on purpose. I like books that have twists and stuff. And so that's why I did that. My other project that I am working on is entitled Ending It All. It's a personal project. I discussed it last week a little bit. And I read an insert from it in my podcast. And my podcast is the Brilliant Beauty Speaks podcast. And it's available on Apple Podcasts. It's available on Spotify Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Anchor, and a plethora of other ones. Right now, it's just a little journal. So, my book writing process, I don't sit there and type on a computer because inspiration or whatever can come to me anywhere. So, and you're not always going to have your computer up. You know what I'm saying? So, I write little inserts on my phone, but for the most part, I have these journals. And this was for my Ending It All. It's a little magnet lock or whatever. But this is this one. Ending It All is about, this, like I said, this one's a personal project. I've cried while I was writing this one, everything. I'm going to read to you what's going to be on the back of the book so you kindly have an idea of what this book is about. It says, Amelia constantly is going through it. Nothing ever seems to go right. Life situations, financial hardships, along with stress of everything else just piling up. Amelia, unable to deal with anything any longer, decides to put an end to everything. And then at the bottom it says, follow me on my journey to self-rediscovery, finding my purpose in life, all my challenges in time, at times losing my faith and not believing, as well as trying to regain my faith and things like that. And so that's what this book is kind of about. This book would not be for everybody. This is just something that I'm writing to get myself through certain type of things. But I also know some people go through stuff like this. And so I'm going to release it so other people can buy it, because some people go through stuff like this as well. And they don't want to talk about it. This book and it's really personal, and this book reveals stuff that nobody would ever even know about. At some points in my life, suicidal thoughts, I don't have them anymore, but because I worked through that stuff. But it talks about everything. This book is really I don't say it's a biography. I really don't want to say that, because it's really not. But this book is about me, and it's very personal to me. Like I said, it talks about stuff that I've went through that have made me the way I am today, challenges that I faced, things that have went on in my life that have, over the years, made me lose faith at one point, and my belief and faith in God have completely diminished. All this stuff like that. And it's I'm on my journey right now to self-rediscovery and trying to reconnect with God and all of that stuff like this, which by now you all know this, because if you've been following my podcast or my vlog or my blog on my website, you would know this. That's what I'm on a journey of self-rediscovery and reconnecting with God and rebuilding my faith. And that's the whole point of my fast anyway, is that. And so, but that's what this book is about. There will be a part 2 to this book. I don't know when that book's going to come out. If everything goes as planned, this book, Ending It All, will be released in the spring of 2019. If everything goes like I want it to, it'll be released April 6th as well. I'm so sorry, y'all. Like, I'm doing my vlog in a park today, and a dog just walked up and scared the heck out of me. But anyways, if he's cute though. Anyways, if everything goes as planned, this book will get released April 6th as well. But if not, I'm not really sure. But my plan is to release it April 6th. But in this book, I do give myself tasks to do. And these tasks help me work through my issues. They help me, like I said, they help me work through my issues. They help me get through things. And I let these tasks come to me naturally. The first task I gave myself was to like write letters and to give them out to people, giving them my truth and whatever, and to make myself more vulnerable, let my guard down and things like that. My second task is this fasting with a purpose. My third task is, I don't really fully know yet. I thought I figured it out, but I didn't. And so what I do for this third task, I like pray to God and trying to get him to, reveal it to me. I know I need to work on my self-worth. He revealed that to me, that I do need to work on my self-worth and self-love. But I'm not really sure right now how I need to go about working on it. So I'm hoping that it's revealed to me soon. And I know that I need to work on patience. And my inner strength and things like that. Still, I still have some things that I need to work on, and I have them all, I wrote everything out. That stuff that I know I need to work on, I wrote it out. And so I'm working on them as they come to me, so to speak, I guess you can say. I know I need to work on trust and trust with others, myself and God. Love for myself, God, and others. My faith, my internal strengths, my self-worth, my purpose in life. I'm really at a point in my life, I really want to know what the heck is my purpose in life. I'm trying to figure out my life because, I'm at a point in my life where I don't know. I knew from the time I was in the 5th grade that I wanted to work with computers. And now I'm at a point where I still like to work with computers. I really do. But I got so much other stuff that I want to do as well. And so I'm trying to figure out a way to just do everything that I desire to do and be completely happy while I do everything. And so that in itself is a task. But I don't know how I'm going to do all this stuff. And so I'm just at a kind of a crossroads in my life. What the heck am I going to do? Where am I going to live? I thought I knew where I wanted to live, but I don't. And so I'm trying to figure out all of that stuff like that. And that's where I'm at right now. What I thought I wanted to be when I grow up, I did it, and I realized I want to do that and then so much more. And it's just when you're growing up, that's all you be thinking about. Ooh, I want to do this when I grow up. And it's so you focus on that. And so that's all you do is focus on that. But then when you get older, and you actually grow up, I want to do other stuff too. I'm an extremely, extremely creative person. And so I be wanting to do a whole bunch of creative stuff. And information systems technology is not really all that creative for real. In as far as the web development, graphic design, web design part, it can be creative. But when you're working for someone, it's really not. Because you only can do so much. You have to do what they want you to do, so to speak. So you only can do so much creative. I like to do freelance web design, graphic design, IT service stuff. But the freelance stuff don't be cutting and it's paying the bills though. So then it's and I got to go to this other stuff. And then whatever this other job is, it takes so much of your time. you don't have time for the creative stuff. So I'm trying to find that balance to be able to do both of those things. And that can be kind of hard. This vlog is really long. I am so sorry. Just was talking. But yeah, that was my topics today. Join me next week while I discuss the last episode next week of Fasting with Purpose. The topic will be, I don't really know. I'm thinking I want to give you guys a little taste of what my vlog is going to be about going forward after this episode. So most likely that's what it's going to be about. Check out my podcast. The information for my podcast is below. I hate when this stuff gets on my lips. Ugh. Check out my podcast, though. The information for my podcast is below. Check out my blog. The information for my blog is below as well. Y'all like this color? It's really dark for me. Let me know in the comment section if you think I should keep this color or not. Or should I have to do something else? You'll see I tinted my eyebrows. I did it myself last night. I'm going to put my wig on. That's why my eyebrows are tinted like this. TMI, I know. Anyways. But yeah, join me next week. For sure on my podcast and my blog. Next week's vlog might just be super fast. And I might just let y'all know how that last week of Fasting with a Purpose is. And let y'all know what I'm going to be doing the next week. And that'll be pretty much it, most likely, now that I'm thinking about it.